Hey, what's going on everybody? This is yamimash, bringing you some Brothers to the End gameplay. I was playing with Chaos Meister, who's helping me get that gameplay. Very big thanks to him, because I got a good score here. What I want to talk about today then is me and sports, and you know, going through school and high school, there's always those big sports day events. We'd have sponsored walks and runs and big sports days where you throw the javelin, you do the high jump, you know, stuff like that. And each class or each tutor class, you know, you'd assign certain people in the class to certain sports roles, and then you get points, and then the winning sports team takes all the pancakes. There's no pancakes, but they take all the glory. And it was a prominent thing that we did every year in high school. And I'm just going to say this right now, I was never really that great at sports. Firstly, there was a thing called the sponsored walk we did every year, where we'd walk 12, I think it was 12.5 miles to raise money for charity, which is, you know, it's a cool thing. We did it every year. It's a nice thing for the school to do and for us to do. And if you finish the 12.5 miles, you can go straight home afterwards. So people would run it, jog it, obviously for health reasons or for going home earlier. And it was a cool thing. And usually I would have a terrible time. I get blisters on my feet. It was a good banter with your friends if you walk with them. But after a while, those 12 miles, they really do stack up. My feet started hurting and I started getting a lot of fatigue. But I made sure that on the last year of the sponsored walk, the year before I went to, when I finished school, I was going to run it. I was going to run that sponsored walk and do a really good job. So I kind of did a bit of training for it. Not much training, might I add, but a little bit of jogging here and there. And I'll go outside and I'll do a lot of walking. And I went into the sponsored walk. I did a run, and I didn't do too bad actually. It wasn't like an entire run the entire time. Like I'd run for a little bit, then I'd walk for a bit, then I'd run for a bit, you know, to regain my energy. And usually when I do those sponsored walks, I would be out there at 2:30, 3 o'clock. But I was done by about, I think, about 12:30, 1 actually. And we, you know, started it about I think it was early in the morning, about 8:30 or something. So I was proud of myself. I was out earlier than usual, and it was a great thing. Now another thing that I did was I did the high jump once, and that didn't go so well. I hit the stick pretty much on the second jump, which was depressing. But the one thing I did do at high school is I did a running event. It was like a big sprint. Like it wasn't like a big. I feel like a 500-meter dash or something. It was a quick one, like one lap. And for some strange reason, all of my adrenaline rushed to me, and I did fucking amazing, guys. I did fucking amazing. I was running so bloody fast in that event. I think it might have been normal school, actually, not high school. I think it was just primary school. But I ran so bloody fast in that, and I was going to come first. I was going to win my first ever sports event of all time. I was the happiest guy in the world. But there was a hole in the ground, and I'm not making this as an excuse. There really was. There was a hole in the ground. It wasn't a big hole, mind you, but it was small enough or big enough for me to trip over. It was in the final dash towards the finish line as well. I tripped over, fell on the floor, and in that space of 5 seconds, 6 seconds of me standing back up, everybody ran past me and I came last. It was horrible, and I just think about it all the time, about how I could have won. You know, could have, should have, would have, but didn't. And I came last again, and I always came last in these events. So I think this is why I'm always on my computer, because I was never really a sportsy kind of guy. Speaking of sports, the one sport I was really good at was badminton, but it's the most easiest sport. Well, it's not the easiest sport, but it's not really a draining sport. For example, tennis, football, basketball requires a lot of movement. Badminton, on the other hand, I didn't really think of it as much of a physically demanding sport, but it's a great sport. I love badminton, and I was good at that. I was really good at getting the volleys and whacking it on the floor and keeping it in the air. Awesome sport, and I've always been interested in playing it again in the future, with a friend or something, you know, going and paying for it. I thought it'd be a good idea. Anyway, thought I'd just let you know all about my sports history, so I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Meat Shield for the win. Thank you all for watching. It's a good score, and I'll speak to you all very soon in the next video. Goodbye, guys.